Okay, let's roll. Piping hot platforming. Let's see. I'm kind of yeah. Either you've submitted this or like I've played something. No, I've not played this. Yeah, I would think I need to. No, it's yeah, okay. No, it just looked a little bit like it. Getting some extra momentum going. Okay, okay. Let's go. Bye bye. Yeah. And they're good ones, right? They're actually levels that are a little bit within my reach. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, I want to keep a little bit of forward momentum going there. Ooh, yeah, just keep pressing forward, I guess. Yeah, I mean, they give an interesting window to jump, right? So I do get why you like them as a mechanic. Yeah. Well, then I'm happy I'm not the first playtester. If that jump was harder, then yeah. Oops. Okay, keep focus. Just relax the fingers a little bit. Don't clamp onto the controller. This was actually my problem as well when I was playing guitar. Like I would just clamp everything way too hard, and yeah, I guess I want to press Y as well, and I would just like hurt my fingers basically. Ah man, bye bye. Okay, let's go. Can I make this if I throw the spring against the pipe, or should I like try to get it a little bit away from that? Oh no, this is fine actually. Okay, good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, throw it. Yeah, okay. I need to figure something out there. Like I'm guessing it has to do with when I press right, which I think I should be holding it the entire time. So let's try to go for that. Okay. Okay, yeah. Hold right against the pipe while you jump. That's the ticket. Yeah, that's actually really helpful. Yeah, that makes it quite a doable jump. Hi, Bogu. Welcome to the stream. And Floopy Boy as well. Thanks for adding in a level. Ooh. Almost. Almost. How are you guys doing today? Ooh. I wanna keep holding it. Okay, let's go. I feel like I need to get a little bit of momentum going to jump that, so I guess I wanna end a little bit towards the left flower and then start walking right. Like this. The idea is good, but maybe a little bit of a lower jump. That would probably work. Ooh. There. Relax my fingers a little bit. Just take a sip of water. And let's go. Ooh, that was a little bit early. Now, E squared is just actually Einstein's rapper name. Because he's already got the MC. Ooh. And then what's left is E squared, so yeah, that's gotta be his name. Got a little bit further. Make sure to relax the hands, relax the hand. And let's roll. Bye-bye. Ah, so close, so close. I'm kind of thinking what the tracks by MCE squared would be. I'm thinking lose some mass. I'm actually not too versed in English rap to make puns on this. Ah, there we go. Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. Throw the spring, jump, go over here, get a little bit lower, lower. I guess I wanna... Yeah, the Goldilocks zone. Don't get eaten by the bear is what you mean? Or, yeah. It's a nice one. Hey, there's Goldilocks. Okay. How would I go up there? That seems really tight. I guess I wanna get some momentum going to the right again. Oh, I lost some speed there. Very doable. Well, that sounds right up my alley. I always claim it's doable, so you know. Ooh, that was a little bit late, but the idea was correct. Like, I want to let it fall a little bit further than I used to. Ooh, that was a little early. Just let it go for a bit. Not too long, but for a bit. Ah. Relax. Relax. Get in the zone. And let's score. Ooh, that was a little bit tight. Don't need to end up right there. Like, I have some time to adjust if while on the platform, so that's okay. Yeah, let's roll. Roll good, roll good. And a little bit big for the Goldilocks zone. That was the big plate. Can't eat of that. The Papa Bear jump. Yeah. Ooh, the bonk is killing. No bonking, please. Let's go. There we go, there we go. Ooh. That was the baby bear jump. Ooh. Hey, Leon, welcome back. Thanks for adding in a level. Yeah, all good. I thought we were all good, and then this happens. Hey, relax, relax. Yeah. Let's go. Oh. That was a little early. Let me just... I do want to hold it like this. Sit up straight, let's focus. There we go. Okay. Goldilocks. Got stuck on our blonde hair there. This is actually the nice thing, right? You lose yourself on the big jumps, and then you forget the little jumps too. Now I'm scared of hitting myself on the ceiling. It's all made to distract. Okay, come on, come on. Yeah, this is good. A little bit more momentum was needed there, I think. Just walk forward a little bit and you want to jump over the piranha. I'm pretty sure the hitbox at the top is a little scuffed, so you can like jump there like a little bit more than you would expect. Yeah. There we go. Goldilocks! Time for some water. Just relax. Piping hot indeed. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, did a little bit of work. We got actually got to go to the office for a bit, which is a rarity in these days. Just for a day. But that was nice. And yeah, good seeing some of my colleagues again in real life. Yeah, and other than that, just generally good weather, like walking around town a little bit. I actually got started doing fitness boxing again the other day, which I'm sort of, yeah, I'm gonna pick that up again. Like it's like the beginning of the pandemic. It's done a lot of good for me, and yeah, I just want to get just a little bit in shape again. Yeah, it's not gonna do that on stream, but it's a good way to start the day actually. Yeah, let's see if let's hope stuff starts opening up again, and yeah, it's something to look forward for sure. Yeah, so we actually, my girlfriend got fitness boxing 2, and like beginning pandemic I was doing fitness boxing 1 because 2 actually came out like a couple months ago, I think in December maybe. And it's actually, so the thing is, it doesn't add that much compared to 1, but the stuff that it does add is real nice quality of life. So yeah, it's basically some of the stuff that I really was missing. For example, the way it works is it registers, like, for example, steps, but that's based on how you hold your Joy-Cons. So you have to sometimes hold your Joy-Cons in a very particular way for the game to register movement with your feet, which of course isn't ideal, but it is wonky as hell. So I'm hoping they've improved that, but if not, you can actually set the option to auto score them and just assume they were done correctly, because then it doesn't like break up your combos and momentum. And yeah, it's actually like if you wanna like get going with something to just get some exercise in, it's actually, I like it a lot. Ring Fit, I did that for a bit as well, which is actually like if you just wanna like get more of a full body workout. It's the setting I had it at were a little bit less intensive. Like fitness boxing is definitely a little more geared towards working up a good sweat, I think. But I guess that's also how you set it up, right? Oh, how do I yeah. Yeah, I'm not really much of a gym person, so normally I would play table tennis, but yeah, that's been like in this half state of being like having to register and like competitions not going for obvious reasons. So yeah, we when that starts up again, I'm gonna look forward to doing that again too. Like that should help, and it's just fun. Like it's one of the few sports that I can actually do decently. Like for a lot of the other stuff, I'm just too clumsy. Which is actually weird because table tennis does somehow rely on like finer motoric skills in some sense, but it's um, it's fun. Like if I actually so I figured out that when I was in the junior teams, I actually got real good trainers, like compared to some other people I see walking around. So like while I'm not that good, like I've got the basics down pretty decently. I need to wait there. So yeah, it's there's a lot more of a skill jump between like the table tennis as it's played on campings basically, right? So just casually and like as a sport, but yeah, it's like still both variants are fun. Yeah, no, I mean, and so actually like having a good coach helps for basically anything, right? As if whether it's sport or work or speed running or like basically anything, it's just more fun and you'll progress more quickly if you have someone to guide you. Um, and so actually the trick of coaching well is also really difficult, right? So to return to table tennis, like of course in training you can coach on everything, right? You can just you just build a plan and you observe like whomever you're coaching, like what are they doing wrong, where are the mistakes, like why are certain things happening, right? You can just do that if you're good at the game in general, right? It's not everyone can do that, but if you're good good at the game yourself, it helps spotting mistakes in someone else's play. um and then the thing is that if you so if you're in a competition, right, if you're in a game, then it's a whole other story because then you can't coach on everything. So you actually have to prioritize and pick like what to coach on. And in fact, like I'm saying it like during training, it's not the same, but it actually is, right? There you also want to sort of pick and choose like what is the most important thing I want to uh I want to get into. um what is the main priority we need to figure out, and then go with that. um so yeah, that's yeah, I can imagine piano is another thing where like it's very helpful to have a good instructor. I actually My sister used to play keyboard and I got into like a little bit using like her sheet music, and like if you've got the like I could read notes already, of course, what helped a lot, but yeah, I mean you're never gonna get past the initial like little pingles if you're just by yourself. I mean, some people can, but I definitely for a lot of things it's just really helpful to have someone, right? Too early, too early. Just wait it out a little. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, so in my day job, I mostly program, but I'm actually gonna be teaching a little bit again, which I've done before, and I'm gonna turn back to, and I'm really looking forward to that. Like, it's like I know how much it can mean to you, to someone, to yeah. I mean it. I do agree. Like, bad habits are always the hardest to get rid of, especially if you're talking like an instrument or like something that's dexterity related, right? Um, that's always really helpful. Like anything else, like you can, like if it's learning extra stuff, right? You can do that at any time, but avoiding bad habits is something that's even important initially. Yeah, so it's gonna be to computer science students. So we're gonna teach a minor, which is actually a lot of fun because it's a setting in which just yeah, basically you get to teach people something that's sort of optional, right? It's they've largely chosen for it themselves. So it's actually gonna be yeah, it's a lot of fun. Like if you're looking into like education and compulsory stuff, right? Then it can be the a large part of teaching is obviously like motivating the students, right? And making sure that they are actually in a mindset to learn the material before you can even like start talking about what you want to be talking about. Whereas if you're teaching something that people are opting into, then while you still want to sort of motivate, for example, why you're teaching particular things, or like it helps understanding, obviously, if you can explain why particular things oh are important, um then basically yeah, that's half the battle, right? It's knowing, like, it just gives a lot of freedom if you know that you have a particular type of audience that is really motivated. Yeah, I mean, and definitely right. An enthusiastic teacher helps a lot, right? That's you you can spot it from a mile away if someone is teaching something that they don't really like. And um, so this was at my high school. There was an economics teacher who, yeah, already was kind of, yeah, she wasn't really, she was clearly one of the less favorite teachers already. But at some point she confessed that she passed her own economics exam with like a C, which I imagine she did in order to sort of inspire people and say, hey, you can actually like make it, uh like even if you're like if you want to do something with economics, that's fine, you can still like, make it even if you score low on your exams, or like low, like just a passing grade, right? um but instead the opposite thing happened, where people like went, ah, okay, that explains why she sucks at teaching this, and sort of, yeah, respected her even less, which, you know, it also clearly, like, teaching was a sort of a secondary choice for her, clearly, and you could feel that from a mile away, and that in itself decreased her effectiveness. But of course, like, generally fake um you can't really fake genuine interest, right? That's something, yeah, you you always need to like also be authentic, right? Like if you're speaking to a class full of students, like they're gonna pick up on that stuff no matter what. Yeah, no, exactly. Like you don't want to be unrealistic, and they'll get that, right? And of course, like it's gonna help if you're gonna tell them like, hey, this part is actually like you're gonna give like optional or extra stuff about the things you really like, and then there's other parts which you may personally not enjoy as much, but then like it's also your job to sort of motivate them on why are you teaching this, right? And this is something that's like there's always a reason why you're teaching something. Like it's important for some later stage, or it's relevant. Like it's useful in a particular situation, or in the process of learning that particular thing you discover some tooling which you're gonna need in other situations. Like there's always a way to motivate what you're teaching. And if there's not, then you might not be teaching the right thing, right? If the reason you're teaching something is like, oh, I have to, then that's kind of a red flag in and of itself. Also, Yas Fajitas, thanks for the follow. Thanks for adding in a level. I'm enjoying this one, so as long as my thumbs give out, we might actually want to try it. Bye-bye. But yeah, I might also cycle back to it at some point. But it's actually nice and doable. So I'll just keep trying this and yammering on about teaching. Or I might just focus and get it for once. Do I want to do that jump from like a standing position? Hey, Stefan Zhao. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for the follow. I hope I pronounced that right. Yeah, no, so I'm in software engineering, right? And there, what's actually key is motivating why something is still relevant today, because there's a lot of stuff that's going on. The field is moving really quickly. So while students generally get why something is relevant in a practical context, like that's not generally the step that's going wrong. The step that's going wrong is actually why is it relevant today? Is there not something else that has superseded it? What are the current best practices? That's the kind of stuff that's. Do you have a tip for that jump? Like, should I be standing on the right and just doing it from a standstill, or do I need a little bit of momentum? Yeah, we're good. Let's go. Let's try it from a standstill. No. A little bit of momentum. Okay, let's try that. Let's try that. Oh, too early. I wanna, I guess, line up on the left and then walk right and then jump. I mean, in a sense, like, chat is a teacher to me too, right? Like, the people who are making the levels, generally, they know how to solve it, right? And what you're seeing is a little bit later. Okay, what you're seeing is that I'm actually learning a lot because people made nice levels using particular tricks, and like I've never seen those because like I've for one I haven't played all the Mario games, but for two, like there's a lot of stuff going on that's not even in any normal Mario game, and it's really unique to Mario Maker. And what you'll see is generally I want to try it for a little bit just to experience it. And then later, and once I've experienced it a little bit, like then, like at some point it's gonna turn like annoying, and that's like I try to ask for a hint a little bit before that, just to keep myself going, right? If you feel like you've lost your motivation, then yeah, that's just gonna kill the momentum. Well, that's awkward. Hey, let's keep going. But if you and so like if you know this from yourself, right? That's also a really good way to utilize like a coach or a teacher. Like know when you need help and explicitly ask it from them. And if you're a really good teacher, you can do this the other way around, right? You can sort of not per se trickle truth, but sort of drip feed little pieces of information at the right time to give the student whatever they need, right? They need a next step sometimes. Sometimes they need a little bit of time. Sometimes they need some encouragement. It's all different, and like being able to tweak that, like that's I think what teaching is all about, right? You wanna, yes, sort of establish, hey, this is what we need to progress, and then offer that. And if a student doesn't take the bait, you'll need to explain to them why they need this. So I actually did some one-on-one tutoring for a while as well, like in high school, and yeah, mostly in high school actually. And I taught this one pupil who basically, so this was maths, and like she knew what she was doing, right? It was like a lot of the time she was actually pretty much close. Like sometimes there were some sloppy errors, right? Like calculation mistakes or something. And what would happen is like she was, yeah, so at the beginning she was a little bit slow, right? And what would happen is because of the sloppiness, like she would figure out, hey, my answer is wrong, and then she would sort of panic because she didn't know what she was doing, right? She was sort of yeah. It was really hard for her to distinguish between I got this wrong because I made a calculation error, and I got this wrong because I like don't understand the material, or I'm actually doing something wrong. And this was crushing for her self-confidence, because she had no idea if she was actually anywhere near close to understanding the material. And that was more or less my only role, right? Like get her to focus and make sure that she didn't make any calculation mistakes. And once she did that, then like just reassure her that she was doing fine. And so I actually developed this sort of strategy specifically for her, which was to really not just not say anything. Like she would start an exercise, and what would happen is she'd make one or two calculation steps, and she would sort of look at me to confirm that she was on the right path. And like I had been coaching her for a bit, right? And she, like, of course, in the beginning I would guide her through it, because like there was in fact material that she didn't get, right? So you want to go through it step by step, but then making the step to her getting the confidence that she actually got it was actually a lot more important for her, and that was actually the place where stuff went wrong. Because if on a test, if you're just in mathematics, like if you're giving a perfectly good calculation, but you make like a small error somewhere, like typing something into your calculator or something, then you're still gonna get near perfect credits. You're like, it doesn't really matter what number you get as long as the method is correct. At least everywhere where I've been, that's been the sort of general consensus. So if you look at like what's needed to get a decent grade, is you need to understand the methods and be able to apply them, and doing the calculation is sort of secondary. But in her case, like, that's got so much in the way of things that she just was very, very insecure about how to actually get going. That's just, it's basically just noticing this, right? And just giving her the confidence that she was doing okay is actually was so important. Because what would happen in a test is she would just fail because she like would be sure that she got the first question wrong, and she would keep checking it, and then if she found a mistake, like, she would be even more panicked. And yeah, sometimes you just need a little bit of a leap of faith. And when you take it, like, you're gonna make a couple mistakes here and there, but if you've got the general thing down, then you're gonna be totally fine. But if you sort of get distracted by this lack of confidence, then I do agree, EMC squared. Like there's a lot of unjustified fear towards math. It's also something that sort of gets perpetuated, I guess, by the way we sometimes talk about it. Like, I don't know, it's way too often seen as this magical thing that's really, that's right, it's magic. Like, it intimidates people. So you really want to sort of, sometimes you want to, like, mathematicians are really tempted to show the magic, right? The magic is what gets them going, and the magic is why, like, I love mathematics. It's beautiful in a sense, right? And but sometimes towards students, like, you don't want the beauty, you want the raw functionality, and sometimes the beauty can be distracting from from the actual thing. Yeah, I'm a mathematician. Yeah, so the language of mathematics goes two ways, right? So the on the one hand, like, you can say, like, it's too intimidating and it's confusing, and it depends a little bit, right? So it's also, like, a large part of mathematics is just, like, being consistent and oh man. Was that the end? Yeah, that was the checkpoint. Oh man. Mathematics distracted me. Yeah, sad life. I'll just ace it this time. It's fine. Yeah. Mathematics is a cruel mistress. Little bit too much momentum. Little bit too much momentum. But yeah, so what I was getting at is like a large part of mathematics is also just being precise, right? There's not like you can't just cheese your way out of it, like you're you're doing with some Mario levels. You have to like there's often no shortcuts. Hey, Clover, welcome with the raid. Yeah, it's welcome, Clover viewers. We're just doing some nice Mario Maker platforming while I'm just ranting about teaching and mathematics. So yeah, how was your stream? Let's see. Ooh, so close, so close. In your experience as a tutor, why is not understood? Why do I ever need this? Yeah, I have a calculator on my phone. So this is actually, I think, a large part of why modern mathematics education needs an upgrade, right? Because this was like when I took mathematics, like you could just take a calculator anywhere wasn't true, right? That was something that was sort of imagined, like you would have a calculator at the office, but if you were in line at the grocery store, you wouldn't have a calculator. And nowadays you do. So I think that really does call for like a little bit of an update and a difference in focus in mathematics education. Nice, good to hear that your Everwood run went well. Everwood, not Everwood. My bad. Yeah, and Code Vein, you've got some time to practice that still, right? It's gonna be okay. Yeah, so I don't think like generally like there's something to be said about disallowing programmable calculators because the potential for cheating is just a little bit too high, right? You can do a lot of different stuff with that. But like not allowing a generic calculator, yeah, like in general you should be getting exams where like that stuff doesn't really matter. Like you just wanna like be able to yeah, you can just get basically the basics and yeah, I mean if you need a calculator to like double check what 256 divided by 8 is, right? That's totally fine. Like nobody gives anything about that, and like even if if people think you should know it by heart, it's that kind of stuff generally doesn't matter to the material. And yeah. Yeah, so that's like making tests is also like an interesting science in some sense, right? How do you make a good test? Like how do you check if people actually learn what you meant to teach them? Like there's so much going into that, and like yeah, it's man, wrong side. Yeah, so and like making a test where you don't allow sort of the meta reasoning is also something that's very interesting to me. Like we talked a little bit about that on stream when I did one of the spot the difference levels, right? Which had 3 options, and these 3 options, like you had the correct one, and then you had 2 wrong ones, which differed from the correct one by exactly one thing. So, like you had to remember the the picture, but if you just looked at the answers, you could guess it from just looking at the answers without ever having seen the original picture. If you realize that the way people make tests is often like, hey, we get the wrong answer and then oh, it's so close. I keep dying to that one. For some reason it's the annoying one. Okay. We're good, we're good. Oh, I don't think I actually would have, yeah. Exactly, well put. The correct answer functions as an anchor on which the incorrect answers are fabricated. And this is actually not like if you need to do a multiple choice test per se, it's not a bad way to create the answers this way, right? But you want to do it, for example, if you have a calculation that they need to, like students needs to do, then you sort of should know what the common mistakes are. Oh. So close, so close. So close. But then what you should be doing is so fabricating answers for these common mistakes, and like often if you have like a 4 times multiple choice test, like it's gonna be your basically the space in which your answers can live is always gonna be a little bit limited compared to what you could be doing. So one way to actually fix that up and get something that you can easily test but still get a lot of degrees of freedom in your answers is doing multiple choice tests where for each answer, like any number of correct options are true. So you basically yeah, no, I think that's a good way to go about it. Like having like sort of abusing this, right, and making sure that people who know this are sort of caught in this trap. But so the actual way to solve it is to really increase the space. And like if you have like a 4-option multiple choice where any of the options can be true and any can be false, like it could be all 4, it could be 0, and that way you actually get 2 to the 4 is 16 options. And you can actually, the way you can score that is just by doing, just treating it as a bunch of true-false questions. And then the important thing is that you want to correct for guessing. So you want to assume, hey, if I had a monkey do this test, then what would happen is it would get a certain amount correct. I don't care. Checkpoint hype. Whew. Okay, let's just pause for a second and take a sip of water. That's awesome. Got the checkpoint. Yeah, so one of the better teachers that I've ever had um, uses this method, and he's used this for his class for ages. People always complain about it because they go, "Hey, this is not fair." Um, I like normally you get to like indeed eliminate some options just by reasoning about it, and now I need to think about every option, and every option can be true or false, and that's just mean. And that's correct, right? And the way, like even the way they did correct for this guessing, right? They were like fairly lenient with it because if you would just like guess, like you would expect to get like half of them wrong. Um, but like in practice, you would say, okay, like the first 35% or something don't count, and from that point you start getting points. Mm. So that's also a good option. I think some of the like the Olympiads use this method. So you have a bunch of questions, and if you don't answer the question, you get 0 points. If you answer it correctly, you get positive points, and if you answer it wrong, you get negative points. So that does encourage people to um, basically only fill something in if they know it correctly. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of it. Like there are some definite disadvantages to this, and one of it is that you sort of lose some informativeness in the sense that you want to know how far your students have gotten. Like you want to know how much they know, and if you like prevent them from guessing, it sort of like the student like I talked about, right? The girl who had very little confidence in her answers. Like it was actually, I mean, it would have been fine, but if she had to sort of evaluate how certain she was about particular answers, then she would just fail every test simply because she wouldn't dare to actually fill in the answers. Like, so it's like a particular kind of scoring mechanism that I've actually only seen at like mathematics and physics competitions. So I guess like it works in those areas because the people who are taking the test are also good enough at probability to figure out like, okay, I'm about this sure of this answer, so let's guess it anyway and let's hope it's correct. But yeah, yeah, I need a little bit of momentum here. Yeah, I want to wait a little bit more. Wait a little bit more. Yeah. Relax, relax. Yeah, so what is also very interesting about teaching and is in close relation to testing is yeah, I like in college levels, like I totally get that you don't have the option to not go for multiple choice, and in fact, like even nice, congrats, Floofy boy. He's been playing along and he can get it. He thinks I can get it too. So let's see if that confidence is justified. Yeah. So sometimes you have to do like I've like in my mathematics studies, like we hardly got any multiple choice, or sometimes we got some multiple choice and then some open questions, just to like ease on the grading a little bit. But normally, like a lot of it would be open questions and just like proving stuff, and yeah. Okay, first part was the hardest. Well, I took like an hour for that, so yeah, let's see if we can do the second parts a little bit more quickly. But yeah, we're all good. We're all good. Yeah. So the other thing that's actually I wanna do a sort of turn back there, or land early at least. I think I wanna land early. That's the most important part. Okay, yeah. It depends a little bit on what kind of precision. Like, I might need a little bit of help for like aligning stuff or something, but we're gonna see what happens. Nothing insane. Okay, I like that. I prefer sanity. Ah, okay. Then it should be fine. Okay, goodbye. A little bit high. I guess I want to go a little bit faster and a little bit lower. Another Goldilocks jump. Whoop. Hey, Harry Beto and gamers in the stream. Welcome, thanks for adding in levels. I've been stuck on this for a little bit and I'm still enjoying it. So the queue has grown slightly, but we should have some good stuff to get to when we're through this. And I mean, we have some good stuff now, so why waste a good thing? Yeah, it's afternoon for me, but good morning to you. I'm guessing at least. Let's go. Do I wanna? I don't wanna land beyond. Do I wanna land after the first piranha? That seems unlikely. No, I can't make that jump, can I? That seems improbable. Let's give it one more shot. We could actually do that. I don't know if we can then make it up there, but let's keep trying this way. Oh man. Oh, this is cheese. Excellent. Yeah, I want to land early on that jump, and that's the platform where it's really is business. Ooh, it is a really tight jump still, though. It's not like if you're aiming for it, then. Ooh. I do have to actually make a small jump there. I'm not sure this is the strat then, but we'll. Oh, okay, I want to grab you. And then go here, throw you. Yep, okay. Whoa, okay. Jeez, that's intense. Yeah, it's definitely a good level. We can actually jump late there. That's unexpected. Oh, so the thing is actually what I'm doing, I think, is I'm just... Am I jumping? Yeah, I'm jumping... No, I don't know what I was doing. Maybe I was doing a small jump. Now I'm sort of confused what I had been doing. Ooh, we have a full-on math class stream. And gamers in the stream has a proper calculator. So actually, factorials is one of the things that sort of got me interested in mathematics in the first place. So what you may or may not know is if you have like any number of distinct objects, in my mind it's always cars, because that's the example that I know about. But yeah, if we're looking at like 52 factorial, that's gonna be a deck of cards, right? But yeah, it's the way of the amount of ways in which you can arrange different objects. And so actually I tried this out. So I went ahead and for like the letters A, B, C, D, I wrote out all 24 possibilities. And then for the number, like the letters A, B, C, D, E, it's 120, which I also wrote out. And then when I added the F, I went like, this is a lot of work. Let's not do that. But it's actually like getting sort of my first like reasoning about why this is true. And yes, I don't know if the cheese is harder than the intended strat. Yeah. So the nice thing about the cheese is that you have a lot of momentum for that next section. I'm not sure that's actually a positive, but yeah. Yeah, no, factorials are just... They're so simple, yet so sort of... People always underestimate how fast stuff grows, right? At least in the case of factorials, and also in the case of exponential growth, you've seen that in real life. The couple of like the last year, right? Focus time, okay. Break time. Oh, okay. What's what she said? I don't notice what I'm saying. It's one of my many strengths. Yeah, that is what she said. Oh, let me just... Okay. I just need a little bit of a finger break. Run back and forth on that blue platform. Okay. Yeah, I sort of get it. Like, I was lacking a little bit of momentum, probably. I get the strat, but it's... yeah, I was a little bit too slow, basically. Yeah. Relax, relax. Hey, gamers in the stream, don't worry. I don't think... I may have once done a shell jump or something, like in a very specific training level with a tutorial. But, no, I don't know. Vsauce? Is that mathematics related? I might have, like, seen it, but... Let's see. Okay, let's go. Checkpoint time? Checkpoint time? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Ooh, that's kind of tight. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's kind of tight. Cool, yeah, I might have actually seen that particular video, but it's always fun to, like, do something with factorials and then compare it to, like, the number of atoms in the universe. That's always, like... So, actually... Ooh. Yep. So this is often what's done with cryptography, right? So if you have like a number of secret keys and you need to figure out like how long would you need to brute force stuff to actually get that, then the comparison is often like that's more than the number of atoms in the universe. For that last jump, do I need to do I want to jump straight away again, or what's the deal with that one? Because it feels kind of tough to squeeze out of the piranhas. Ooh, that was a little bit optimistic. There's usually just enough room to make it. Let's hope these piranhas are not spaced like in a random way, because then I'm gonna cry. But I guess it depends on where you land, right? It's not a pixel perfect landing. You have a little bit of space, but not too much. Oh. Ooh. It's tight, it's tight. Come on. Yeah, so in mathematics, like the factorial stuff and related stuff, right? And choose R operators, that kind of thing. Like there's a bunch of factorials in there as well. Like it's often factorial Seebeck, yeah. it's always been one of my favorite like areas of mathematics. And I want to jump first, I guess, and then move right. Like combinatorics, like counting how many objects there are of a particular type. That's just really interesting to me. And one of my favorite classes I took in my studies still is this, like it was called Advanced Combinatorics, and it consisted of 2 parts, and the one part was this mix of combinatorics, like counting stuff, and then complex analysis. So basically, a little slower there, I guess. Basically, where you want to, like, what they did was they went, okay, we invent the square root of -1. This is way back, right? They just figured out, hey, we can't take a square root of negative numbers, but suppose that we can. Then what happens? Well, then there's a whole branch of mathematics that concerns itself with that. And then you apply this to counting objects, and like sort of, if you look at for example, particular families of objects like trees, or like particular geometric shapes, then you can say something about how a family of that like, for example, how many trees there are, or graphs of, for example, a particular number of nodes. And then you can use this complex analysis to say something about how many objects there are of a particular type, like for n being really, really large. And like this, it blew my mind, because what happens is that 2 sort of areas of mathematics that have been completely unrelated to each other in my mind, right? You connect them and you get some new information that seems just really, really tough to distill otherwise. And yeah, it blew my mind. Like it's still like, I also like, it's one of the lowest grades I ever got, and I only passed it because of the homework. Like I failed the exam miserably. Ooh. Okay, we got a little bit further. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, it's like, it was so interesting. It was really hard, but it was so interesting. Complex mathematics is one of those things that if you teach like imaginary numbers at the high school level, like you're not, it's so hard to explain why they are interesting. Like it's really like just finding like applications with it generally requires like a little bit of advanced machinery, like integrals and some like physics application, maybe about electricity, and still like in a lot of real applications, of course. The yeah, my girlfriend. My girlfriend is not the square root of -1. My girlfriend just cannot be expressed as a fraction because she's irrational. Um. Yeah. So, in like real world applications, you're never gonna see imaginary numbers, right? That's why we call them imaginary. It's always like in the end, you're. What is that jump? What is that jump? It's always gonna be like some calculation in which you sort of invent this imaginary plane. Yeah, wait slightly longer to increase the gap. Okay, that's good intel. That's good intel. You're always gonna sort of lift your stuff up to this fantasy world where there's an imaginary number, and then you're gonna do your thing, and then basically bring it back down to reality and reduce it to a number that actually exists. I needed a little bit more left momentum there, I think. I jumped a little bit early. It also serves the purpose of allowing the platform to drop even further. Ooh. Okay, let's relax. Relax the fingers a little bit. Drink some water. Okay. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, where do we need to end up? Over here. Oh, too early. Too early. But we're getting there. We're getting there. I want to get this. We're gonna get this. So close. Could might as well be like the subtitle of this stream. Struggling at fewer levels, so close. Okay, we want to be up here, right? Yep. Oh. Yes. Okay, there's an optional objective. Okay, well, I'm gonna be happy. Good stuff. Excellent level. Whew. Took me about an hour and 15 minutes, but yeah. Thanks for contributing it. It's a good level. So what helps a lot with your style of level with the platforms, right? It's so the thing is that it gives you a little bit of a break between jumps. Like all the shell jump levels and like the jumping in specific spots, you have to press jump all the time. And because you don't, like you get a little bit of relief in between, that makes me able to actually get somewhere. So yeah, great level. Ooh. Excellent, good stuff. I like it. Thanks a lot. Ooh, one of my Definitely the exclamation point one, like one of them that I'm most proud of. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. It helps people like you find it too. Thanks!